Hello everybody, my name is Aceface. We're piloting a golem, a new golem. Our previous golem died to Triglavians. Actually, not really Triglavians, it died to disconnect. Internet killed our previous golem. Our 4 billionist golem unfortunately died. Came to its end when it faced a minor conduit, which is actually a really difficult site, but it was actually getting through it really well. I was surprised. I thought I was going to die because of the overwhelming force in these minor conduits, but we actually did find a way to get our golem to just chew through it, just using the multispectrum shield hardeners, boosters, and the large shield booster, and overheating them occasionally. We were actually able to get through it. We're hunting more Triglavians because there was so many Triglavians we faced before, and I was really impressed with that. But I'm not being able to really find these minor conduits. I'm not sure how you find them. If you know how to find them, let me know, because I'm very curious to know how you can find minor conduits, because I was really impressed with how much Triglavians you can find. A lot of good loot will be able to be acquired because of the sheer amount of NPCs. If we look in the kill report, we can actually see that someone destroyed the MTU we had there, and the MTU actually picked up pretty much all the valuable modules that we had. The GIST X-Type large shield booster, we can see that this MTU actually picked up a lot of the expensive modules, such as this GIST X-Type X-Large shield booster, and even the the golem that we lost, it actually dropped all these because this is what the M2 managed to pick up. There could have been more modules that was not able to be recovered. Look at the kill report. You can see all the multi-spectrum shields are basically all the expensive modules are able to drop. Okay, the dreaded Guristas weren't dropping, the Domination wasn't dropping, but a large portion of the expensive modules were able to drop. But the thing is, our internet, it was not working at the time, so I wasn't able to recover it, and it didn't even strike my mind. Probably I would have been able to just go back and get them, but it didn't even strike my mind that I could go and fetch the modules from the MTU. So it was a really big dumb of mine. So this is just the thing that, like, if you're doing Triglavian hunting and you die and you're using an MTU, be sure to check your MTU, because it probably pulled in a lot of the valuable cargo from your wreck. So just be sure to check that out in case you die, because there's still a possibility that you can recover a large amount of the wealth you lost by losing your marauder to a Triglavian hunting expedition. Okay, so we're in another Triglavian hunting system, Hutaken. Got a bunch of Triglavians on the scan. We'll see where they are, because I actually only saw them recently. I was scanning around before and I wasn't able to see them, so we'll see. Where are these guys? Well, we want to use full scan range and use the angle to be small. I don't think I've got an MTU in here, actually. I should have an MTU. That would have been a good idea. An MTU actually will be very useful, because if I don't have an MTU, it'll be big problems. Tractor unit, mobile tractor unit. Where's the closest one? In Cameo. Okay, we'll fetch an MTU from Cameo real quick. Can't seem to locate where these Triglavians are, so we'll just dock up in that Raitaru. And I've got a frigate escape bay with a goalie dram or dramiel. And we'll see where they are, because I was not able to really find them in the D-scan. Let's see, continue scanning a bit. Yeah, they're the sun. Okay, they're the sun. Okay, we'll grab our goalie dram, go to Cameo, grab the MTU. And the MTU is very essential when you're doing these Triglavian hunting in both in a sniper style and also brawling style. But in a brawling style, one of the main benefits of doing brawling style is that you're really close to the Triglavians, so the MTU doesn't have to work as much. So it's just able to pull everything into a big ball, and then all the wrecks are there, and you can salvage really quickly. While if you're doing sniper style, then usually the MTU won't catch up, so you just have to wait a while after the fight. So if you miss an MTU or not, it's not going to be a big deal, but it's going to be a big difference if you don't have an MTU when you're brawling. Okay, let's grab the MTU. Put it in here, just enough space, 30 cubic meters to spare. It's not the smallest cargo bay either. I previously had a mobile depot in my golem, and a mobile depot is very useful for refitting during combat. The thing is, there's not much use of it when you're using a marauder, but it can be useful in, for example, the salvaging phase, where you can refit to have more salvage modules on your ship. But I never really used that. To be honest, I'm glad that I have not bought it again, because it just took up a bunch of space, and I was always contemplating, should I remove it? I think I will not regret having moved it, because I basically never used it. I was only a few edge cases I used it, where I refitted to like dual tractor beams and a salvage or two salvages and a tractor beam. It made the salvage process quite a bit quicker, but it was not so much quicker that it felt like all the micromanagement of the structures was worth it, in my opinion. It felt a lot simpler just to not have all these extra structures and refitting on the go. Just have the MTU and that's it. Okay, but please let me know if you know how you can find those miner conduits, because I really want to find them again. I want to tackle them again, prove to us that we can actually tackle a miner conduit, because it was just so unfortunate how we got destroyed before. Okay, we will unload some of these. I've got an extra large cab battery. I don't need that. Do not need that. I've got some core scanning probes just in case. Undock. Let's get to work. We can scan at the sun, I think. No, it's not there. Where is it? Have we got any at all? Ah, there are some. Okay. Put the angle small. Hold down V. Click on stuff. They're there. Attack in 2.
Warp drive active.
Let's go straight in. Gonna group our drones because this is a brand new ship. Warriors. Put it to DPS. Put this to ECM. Oh, we've got a destroyer here. What is he? Stasis. Oh, I feel like he might be a sneaky salvager. He might be someone who is there to steal salvage. We'll see. The Golem is really great because it can actually salvage on the go, so in a way you're not having to... Oh wait, never mind. I don't have the MTU. I don't have an MTU. My MTU is in my...
Warp drive active.
It's in my... Dramiel. Okay, we're gonna have to... Yeah, we failed pretty hard there. We need to put that mobile depot in. But Stasis are very popular salvage ships for people who want to steal wrecks, because it's actually quite easy to steal wrecks from people hunting Triglavians. Probably shouldn't say this, but because this might increase the amount of people doing this, and I think they're really annoying the people who do it. But I think it might be worth mentioning though, just for general knowledge's sake, that if you're not an enemy with Edencom, or if you are friends with Triglavians, you do activities that increase your standings with Triglavians, I think you have to go to Pochven, and then you increase your standing by attacking some rogue drones, I believe. Then you can actually get positive standing with Triglavians. And if you've got positive standings with Triglavians, they won't hit you at all in the high-sec space. Not the Abyss sites, but high-sec space, they won't attack you. And this means that you could go there and salvage mid-combat while there's other people there fighting, not take any damage, not get any criminal time from salvaging, and just take all the loot. And the majority of the loot, or at least a large portion of the loot of Triglavian hunting, comes from salvaging. So if you are able to salvage stuff, it is going to be very profitable to you, and there's not much people can do about it apart from just salvaging as quick as possible the person who's destroying them. That's why I like to have an onboard salvager like we've got here. But that guy may as well, if he's friends with Triglavian, just go there, take all our wrecks. Pretty easy for him, actually. We've got these guys here. We can add these to the warping tower, actually. It's good to have them here so you can just see everything. Yep. Add the Bastion module. Multispectrum's online. And use the MTU. Take out the liminal air shack. What rate? Oh, I've got rage. Okay, that's good. Go for these cruisers. The Rasnaborg, anchoring and tangling Drekavac. Tangler could be a good Nosferatu source. The Drekavacs usually give the best amount of Nosferatu source, and I think the Tangler will be the optimal type, because we don't want to keep the annoying Drekavacs alive, but this Tangler just makes us go slower. And do you think we really care about speed when we're in a Marauder? No, we don't, because we're stationary all the time. But like, for example, this anchoring Drekavac could be annoying in case we somehow, for some reason, want to warp off. We've got then an extra scrambler that we need to take care of. We'll go for that. Those reducers, because that Drekavac seems like he's just cruising away. Just wants to, not at all interested in us. Are there any wrecks? I think I might have removed wrecks from overview. We can add this to overview, so we can just salvage on the go. Because I usually am able to salvage at the same pace I destroy them, maybe a bit slower if I'm perfectly doing it. Usually if I'm perfectly on point with salvaging mid-combat, then I barely have to do any cleaning up at all. But usually I'm so focused on destroying these guys that there's usually a large pile of wrecks that accumulates at the end of this. Okay, let's go for this guy here. salvage this one. We'll get some reinforcements as well. It's great to see. There were no initial fleets here in this wormhole, nothing. An active Triglavian system. So here's where I think we probably should switch over to Caldari Navy because we've got a lot of small stuff. Caldari Navy applies a lot better. Go for this. Then he ghost. Yeah, there's a ghost over there. We can also deploy drones too. Get some extra damage going on. Especially the small stuff. There we go. Go for the Rodiva. Takes a bit of time to salvage sometimes. Sometimes you see a salvager just go on forever trying to salvage a wreck and nothing happens. And sometimes it just does it straight away. It's a bit random. Now it seems like everything's sort of waking up. That Drekovac that previously was very far away has now come closer. That's good. You can also wake up in terms of our shield boosting as well. We need to shield boost a bit. Ooh, look how big shield boosting we get. Yeah, this is some crazy shield boosting, over-repping so much. I don't need to over-rep that much. Ooh, we get some more reinforcements. More reinforcements. Like you can see here, the wrecks are accumulating. But it also takes a bit of time to pull in stuff that's far away. So sometimes if you get a lot of NPCs that are far away, it takes a lot of time to spend just waiting on them to come close. But then sometimes also when you got a bunch of frigates, then you destroy them really fast. And you just got a ton of wrecks you need to salvage. Usually if you have like cruisers, then it's the fastest salvage. I find that to be quickest. There's quite a lot of reinforcements we're getting. I mean, it's nothing compared to that minor conduit. The minor conduit we did before had NPCs like from here all the way down here and beyond. Like, that's how many were there. And they're all pretty difficult ones as well. A lot of battleships, cruisers, liminals. In fact, I think they were liminals as well. Take out that Leshak real quick. It's best to use Rage on them, but it's going to take a bit of time to switch ammunition type, so I think we won't bother to switch to Rage for him. Oh, we've got a Naga here keeping a range 100 kilometers. I wonder if he's going to snipe as well. I hope he doesn't, because it's very annoying when you've got snipers and brawlers at the same time, especially if they're not coordinating with each other, because... Oh, he is attacking them, because sometimes they'll switch aggro and then they'll just go to the guy who's sniping and then they'll all drift away and then the brawler cannot hit anything and just completely useless. Now we need to salvage as well. Important to salvage. We're not salvaging anything. Probably should switch over to Rage, because we've got a bunch of Leshaks on grid. Should be locking up all these wrecks. All these wrecks need to go before the Naga takes all of them. Right, say there's multiple snipers or multiple brawlers, then usually it works really well, especially brawlers, because you don't have to really coordinate or you just sit in one big blob and just fight. When you have multiple snipers, it usually is able to work if you just have some kind of communication. But you can also just draw them to completely different areas and completely be out of range for the either sniper. Like say you've got multiple snipers, they can all just snipe at the same point and then they'll be fine. It'll just be a lot quicker. There we go, getting some rhythm to the salvaging. A lot of NPCs respawning here. A very intense Triglavian system. Leshaks. Don't need to boost that much. But thankfully it seems like they're not just switching aggro to the sniping guy over here. So we're not having to worry about them getting out of our range. But it would be annoying if they were to do that. Because we've got max like 45 kilometer range, then we can't hit much more after that. There we go, wrecks seem to be getting acquired. Ooh, there's a lot of Leshaks here, look at that. Now we need to use our shield booster. That's a lot of locked targets we need to have. Because we've got both the Drekovac, which are taking cap from, but also all the wrecks, and then plus all the targets. So usually they're only able to just have like 4 or 5 at a time. Yeah, look at that. Our shields go down pretty quickly when we're not boosting. Good thing they were cap stable, able to boost indefinitely. Oh, the Naga seems to have gone. Maybe got a bit too hot for him. But the thing is, I'm taking all the aggro, so I don't think he would see a reason to have it being too dangerous. Maybe just thought he didn't want to have someone else there.
A module has run out of charges.
What have we got so far? 40 million, decent, just from these drops. 15 now. I think the wave might be coming towards an end since we're getting no respawns. But sometimes it happens, just one ship left and you think, oh, it's going to end now, and then suddenly just big respawn. Let's take out that Drekovac fast, okay. Let's go with Caldari Navy now since we've got a bunch of small stuff left. Can pre-web and target paint him. Or grapple. Oof, that was one-shotted. That's pretty good considering you were using torpedoes that are notorious for being extremely bad tracking modules. Could perhaps go for that Drekamak. Maybe not such a good idea since it's not the last one. Just in case we get more NPCs who come. We want to make sure we have enough cap. There we go, great. We dispatch these Triglavians. Okay, I'll recall the drones and get salvage drones ready. Yeah, they've now got a couple of wrecks. Didn't seem like he was too keen on finishing the job though. But we should get the torpedoes up and running in case this Drekamak decides to kill our salvage drones. Yeah, great. Because they really hate salvage drones, Triglavians. We can also take out off the Bastion. Ooh, 34 million even. Getting a lot of survey data. That's what's contributing to the big amount of space we're getting there. And we don't need to boost. We don't need to boost all the time. Wasting a lot of capacitor boosting unnecessarily. Not that it really matters here, but it's nice to know that you've got a capacitor with a decent amount of capacity in case the Triglavian fleet decides to just spawn in here. Ooh, we've got a lot of loot here. Let's just grab this all. Let's grab all of this and then all this survey data. Invasion loot, how much do we get? 83 million from that encounter. And that was pretty good. Nothing in there. Just a quick 83 million, you know. This is where I'd love to have a tractor beam. You just grab in that last wreck. It's a bit annoying seeing it out there, but I mean, we're not having to worry about an MTU, and the MTU, not an MTU, and a mobile depot. And the mobile depot clogs up our cargo capacity as well as us having or if we were to have a tractor beam on our ship, we would not have dual Nosferatus, which are really important in getting us to be cap stable. Data core, you know, these things, they used to be worth a lot, multiple millions each. Then their value plummeted all of a sudden. I'm not sure why. Could it be that they were novel items that are really seen as a new special item that is worth a lot, and then the value went down over time as they became more common and they weren't really seen as much special, because I think they only used the LP store for Triglavians. Okay, last wreck salvaged. Let's grab this border filament. What do we have here? Invasion loot, 87 million total. That's pretty good, especially for the amount of time we spent. It was a pretty simple wave too. It was not at all difficult. I did feel like it was a particularly high stress situation, because usually the high stress waves are like a bunch of ships where you really have to micromanage your ships. They tend to be the more profitable ones because you're destroying a lot more ships. But yeah, I thought it was really a reasonable pace. Now we got a lot from it as well. So I'm happy about that. Very smooth. And just a little amount of time spent hunting them yielded a pretty big profit. A lot to do too actually with the server data, because we've got a surprisingly large amount of server data. I'm not used to getting this much. But really great to see. Also these 0-point field manipulators are very expensive. So Triglavian hunting in the Golem, getting some revenge on the Triglavians from before. Can't really get revenge on the internet, but we are back up and running with a new Golem to hunt Triglavians. Or probably my favourite ship to run Triglavians in, the most efficient one to hunt Triglavians in. So hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, please leave a like and subscribe. I'll catch you guys later.